and this is Stewie, and Stewie already knows what's happening because she loves her place. Place, good girl. Stewie, come. Good. Get me. Sit. Stay. When I'm first training place, I love to have an area that's raised. It could be a Coolaroo dog bed, a table. This is made by a company called Climb. I don't use a regular dog bed, and I don't really like to use things on the ground like towels or mats. So something raised up off the ground like this table. The very first thing I do is take food and I lure my dog, table, you can say table or place, and I feed my dog off of the place. I want to make sure, yes, there's a steady flow of treats that come from my hand to the place, and then I release my dog off. Break. And I actually, to make it fun, stay. I prevent my dog from going up to the place. Stewie, sit. I can ask for a sit. As you can see, she's out of the frame here. I'll bring her over here. Sit. If I ask her for a sit and then release her, go place. Yes. If I release her to the place, it makes the place more valuable. Think of all the times you've ever done sit. She expects a reward. So after the sit, if I send her to the place, all those years of conditioning the sit becomes transferred over onto the place. So that's another little trick you can do. She's an advanced dog, so I can leave her on the place. But when you have a beginning dog, you literally want to go treat, yes. Place, treat, good. Place, treat. I can walk around her, place, treat, and then I want to release. Break. Yes. So you do not, in the beginning, sit, stay. You do not, in the beginning of place, want to leave your dog on the place. Here comes George. Hi, George. Hi, George. George, I think we're going to have to put you in the kennel. You're a very good boy. Good. Stewie, go place. Yes. Good, Stewie. So, of course, I'm going to feed her away from the other dog there. George is providing a distraction, which is great. Good. Stewie. Place. Good. George. Yes. Okay, Stewie. Break. Good. Stay. Phase 1 of place involves creating a constant flow of treats if the dog is on the place. Phase 2 involves offering, which means if you put the place out, and that's another really important part of this. George, I think I'm going to let you out. Do you want to go outside? I think you might have to go out. Go outside, George. Come on. Come on, George. Outside. Outside. Good. I think George has to go potty. Plus the whole family's outside right now. Swimming and whatnot. But if he comes back to the door, we'll let him in. So the first phase of place involves luring, which means the food is in your hand. I lure the dog up, and then I put the food on the place. Okay? If the beginning dog is on the place, it's constant treats. Place, yes. Place with a little bit of movement. Place, good. Place, good. And then it's a quick release by throwing food. Ready? Ready. Good. Phase 2 involves sending the dog to the place. Stewie, come here. Good girl. Ready? Good. Get ready. Yeah, good girl. So the dog should want to go to the place so badly that you just basically have to look at the dog. If the dog really wants to get to the place, I know that's the bowl of food, which they should want to get to the place. You might need to hold the dog back with a leash or a collar. Release. Go place. Yes. So you want to start sending the dog to the place. Good. The third phase of place is that the dog has to learn they cannot come off the place. So you may want to teach your dog stay in a different location and teach place separately and then put them both together. For now, I would probably train the stay separately, but if you want to, place using the table to train the stay is an important part of place. Break. So, get ready. Get ready. Yes. Ready. Go place. Yes. Good. So, I have a leash here. And what I'm going to do is just practice moving away, stay, and move back and feed. When I say feed, it's because I'm not feeding her because she's older and she can't have too many treats right now. So every time I say feed, that's when you're gonna feed your dog. So you're gonna do stay and return, feed. Good, some different angles. Stay and return and feed. Stay. And now she gets a yes and a real treat. And also, stay. I can actually really leave. I can start to return. Yes, place. I can start to open the door. Now, if my dog got off the place and went to run out the door, I would simply close the door. I would redirect her to go place again. I would give no reward, okay? So listen to me carefully. If the dog ran out the door or went to go out the door, I close the door, okay? That means it's kind of negative reinforcement. So I'm taking away the opportunity to go out, and it should reinforce the behavior of table. She should want to stay on the table even more. It actually is negative punishment as well. It takes away the outside and also should punish the behavior of leaving the table, simply by just shutting the door before she runs out. In the future, I want to be able to do place at the door. So I am practicing it at the door with no distraction. I'm going to release her. Good girl. Break. Good girl. Stu, get ready. Oh, you happy? Yes, ready. Go place. Yes. Good girl. She loves this. So you want to make this so reinforcing to the dog that when they see the place, they want to get on there. Once they're at that level, you can definitely start doing stays. The next level after that would be to have somebody come to the door. She can already be on her place in the beginning. You can set it up to say, okay, come to the door now. She's on her place. You can set it up to do that to make it a little bit easier. But eventually when somebody comes to the door and there's that level of distraction, trying to send the dog to their place can be very challenging. So we can try that for Stewie. I will have somebody come around to the front door and we will see what happens. But in general, place can be a super way to teach the dog stay. And I want to reiterate again. Let's say, let's just say she left the place by herself. If I were to say, go place and give her another treat, that reinforces the behavior of leaving the place. She goes, oh, I can get another treat by leaving and coming back. So if your dog does leave the place, you're going to send them back to the place. You're going to stand with them. You can say, good dog. I would wait for at least a minute and then release the dog. No treat. Because they need to gamble on good behavior. The dog needs to gamble that if they stay here, yes, I will add a treat. But if they leave, if the dog leaves the table and then comes back, they don't get to double their reward. So that's the psychology I use. I'm going to put her on a stay, and I'm going to have somebody come to the front door that she loves very much, who would be my husband. Ready? Face the camera so they can see how cute you are. Stay. Stay. Can you come to the front door like you're a guest?
Yeah.
Okay, just come now because I'm making a video. Then I'm done. What?
Are you gonna film me?
Yeah, we're coming to the door. Front door. All right, so we're gonna have a guest come to the front door. And like I said, she's an advanced dog, but if you don't have an advanced dog, I would stand with my dog, have treats in my hand, and as the person comes to the door, I would be feeding my dog the entire time. Break! Stewie is a very advanced dog. So Stewie understands that she can double her rewards. Get ready. Stewie can double her reward. Good girl, good place. Good. Good. Get around. Get. What are you doing? Get around. Yes, look at you. You're so cute. Oh, good. You can knock. Who is it? Go place. Stewie knows. Come in. That she. Stay. And you can direct your friends to stand away from the table, and then you can feed your dog on the table. So Stewie understands that she can double her rewards by staying on the table. So Todd can take a treat and give her one, and you can give it to her on the table if you want. Okay, good. That's all. So if your dog has a really bad jumping problem, thank you very much, that's all.
That's a really good dog.
She's a really good dog. If your dog has a super bad jumping problem, I would leave them on the table till everybody settles down a bit. If they keep leaving the table, you take the leash and you put them back on the table. I don't care if you have to pick them up, use the leash to help get them up. And then when you go into the final phase of proofing, they can have a correction for coming off the table. That's up to you. If you're an everything bagel type of trainer or balanced trainer or positive trainer only or whatever kind of training you want to do with your dog, it's very important to have a reliable place. And I have noticed that dogs that are able to just leave their place and come back for a cookie, that is a very unreliable place command. Because place should work whether there's dogs running, frisbees flying, squirrels running, deers running. This dog has to know she has to stay there. And that would be in the final phase of dog training that I would add correction and proofing. And hopefully I can do some tutorials down the road with severe major distractions. My dogs are all really, really well trained, so it won't work with them. I have to have a new dog in training to show you the proofing behavior. But we can definitely do some tutorials on different types of proofing techniques, different kinds of tools and collars and fun things that you can use, games and really fun types of training. So happy training, create your place. If you're worried about your dog gaining weight or being, obese because of all the cookies for training, then I usually take their dry kibble, which gives you a ton of small, tiny bits, and I give my whole meal for playing the place game. It's really, really fun. Don't forget, lure your dog on, feed from the table, constant flow of treats. If your new dog is on the table, constant flow of treats, which means 1 treat, 2 treat, 3 treat, 4 treat, then get your dog off that table. A really big part of having a good place command is making it really, really valuable in the beginning. So don't give your dog access to the table. Don't let it hang around the house. Only put it out for training sessions, and as your dog gets better at it and you've trained the table and reinforced the table, then you can start to use it for when people come over, or let's say you want to eat dinner, your dog can stay on their place during dinner. Be sure to leave that dinner table and give your dog some table food even for staying on the place, okay? That'll create a dog that stays away from the table and stays on his place. So happy training. I'm going to do another tutorial with a dog that does not know place so that you can see a little bit more of the training process and the little wheels ticking in the head. And is that about it? You want to do me a trick? Do a trick. Sitting up. High 10. Can you high 10? Oh, she's getting old. Where did you say your prayers? Come here. Say your prayers. You say your prayers. Yes. All right. Say thank you to Stewie. We're all done. And don't forget, always release your dog off the place when you're done training. Don't just let them hang here. When it's over, it's over. You give them a release command. Break. And the game's over. Happy training. This way. Good girl. Good girl. You're a good girl. You're such a good girl.